I'll just recap first for a few minutes. So till now, what we have done is we have seen different forms. So first we have seen that what is limit. So first we have seen the introduction of limits. So introduction. Yeah, this week's test portion will be complete limits. है ना? This week's test portion will be limits. So test portion will be limits. Okay, just limits, no continuity. Okay, and this week's test portion I will try to ask a little bit question based on advanced level. Okay, and we'll try to finish the syllabus till Thursday. We'll try to finish all the kind of limits till Thursday, and then Friday we will just keep on solving as many questions of limits and limits we can possible. Okay, the first thing is that we have done introduction to limits, right? And then we have seen the neighborhood of limit. Okay, what is left neighborhood and right neighborhood. Then we have seen that when will limit exist. So when the existence of limit, existence, and if we have seen the existence of limit, then in the same way we have seen that when will limit do not exist. Okay, do not exists. Okay, so if we are talking about limit do not exist in the exam, we have given this a short form that do not exist. Okay, so DNE means do not exist. Fine, and we have seen when limit will not exist, we have three different cases. First is that limit left hand limit or right hand limit, left hand limit or right hand limit do not exist or does not exist, right? Any of them or both of them. Second, we have seen that left hand limit is not equals to the right hand limit. By left hand limit and right hand limit exist, but they are not equal. Third, we have seen that when there were too many oscillations around a point, when there were too many oscillation around a point, है ना? And the example of this we have seen sine of 1 by x, as x tending to 0, right? This was a classic example. When we are talking about sine of 1 by x, the limit will the value of the function will keep on oscillating around this point x is equal to 0, x tending to 0. Okay, after this we have seen that what were indeterminate form of limit. Then we have seen what were indeterminate form of limits. In this, we have seen the most important form of the indeterminate. The most important indeterminate form was of this, right? And then there were other 7 forms, and there were other 7 forms of indeterminate form of limit, which were basically derived from 0 by 0, है ना? Ultimately they were derived from 0 by 0, and other forms which we'll see. Now what was the actual meaning of indeterminate form? Indeterminate form's actual meaning was that we will feel that the function's limit should not exist, but actually after finding out we'll know that okay, that function is only not defined or is indeterminate form around that, at that point. Around the point we will have a existing limit, right? So that is known as indeterminate form. Then we have seen some of the examples of not indeterminate form. Not indeterminate form. What does not indeterminate form means? That basically the limit will be a particular value. Suppose we have infinity, best example for me is infinity plus infinity, but this will always tend to infinity, right? But in indeterminate form we have infinity minus infinity, right? So this was the example of indeterminate form, and this is the best example for not indeterminate form, right? Okay. Next is that we have seen, now after this, when we have seen the basic definitions and some introduction to limits, now we started finding actual limits. We started finding the actual limits and the methods. We started finding limits and the actual methods, right? The first very basic method of the limit was by actual substitution. Actually substituting the point. Okay, by actually substituting the point. When will we do that? When the limit is not of indeterminate form. When we have, suppose limit is tending to 0, okay, we will substitute. Limit is tending to a particular number, suppose we will substitute. Suppose, for example, limit of x tending to 1, x square. We know that this is not an indeterminate form, so simply we will substitute the value of 1 and this will be 1. Understood? Next was, this was the actual substitution. Next was when we will, now in next case we started having indeterminate form. So now we will have different methods. So first very basic method we saw was factorization, okay, or rationalization. Okay, in this both cases we will see that in numerator denominator we will have some factors, or if there is a root, we will try to factorize it. This we have seen in maths, right? If there is, we'll see a root in some function or something, we will first try to factorize or rationalize it so that we will have a proper a better looking function, है ना? After this, after factorization and rationalization, we saw the next method was using the Taylor series, or using the series of some particular function around a point. So we have some standard expansion of some standard function, some standard functions, also known as Taylor series. Okay, and we have seen a video based on this just to explain why, how we are getting this Taylor series, and we have seen in that explanation that what was actually Taylor series. This was only expanding around a point. This is not the actual representation of any function, but this is an approximate representation of a function around a point. And what we will use, what kind of function we will use for expansion? We will use a polynomial function, polynomial infinite series, and now infinite series or function, right, where x is tending to infinite power, है ना? So this will be an approximate value of the function. Okay, so till now in limits we have done this. So in this week we will do the remaining part of how to find the limits. Okay, so the only part which is left for us is how to find the limit, and the remaining part. Okay, so let's start today's class. So first we will do this question. Okay, I hope you guys have tried this question. Should I directly solve? I think, should I directly solve? Have you tried this question? Okay, so try it. I will give you 2 minutes. Okay, solve it. I'll give you 3 minutes. Just solve. Ranjit, can you restart? I think other students are able to see. Can you restart your PC? Ranjit, can you restart your PC? Okay. The methods which we have till now, we have to solve this limit. You have to solve this with the methods we have with our exposure till now, whatever we can use. 20 by 3. I think Karthik, you are missing a factor 2. Just check. Somewhere you have made a mistake. Aha. No, 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 no. I think the answer should be 40 by 3. 40 by 3. Okay, so let's see. I think the answer should be 40 by 3, but let's see. Okay, so what we can do is, see, in this case, we have x to the power 7. So we have x to the power 7. Now see how to visualize that what we have to do. In every question, there will be some hint. In this question, what is the hint? So here we have x to the power 7 into root x minus 128 into root 2, right? And in denominator, we have x to the power 4 root x minus 16 root 2. This we have in terms of x. This part we have in terms of x. This part we have in terms of x. This part we have in terms of 2 to the power something. This part we can write in terms of 2 to the power something, right? And if we look at this closely, this is 2 to the power 7. This is root 2. This is 2 to the power 4. This is 2 to the power 4. Sorry, x to the power 4. This is also 2 to the power 4, right? So this is an indeterminate form. Yes, this is 0 by 0 form. So what we can do, I will write first in a proper way so that we can see that what is common. So this is x to the power 7 plus 1 by 2. So this will become 15 by 2, right? If I'll combine the powers, this is 2 to the power 15 by 2. 15 by 2. And this is x to the power 4 plus 9 by 2. This is minus 2 to the power 9 by 2. By this, everybody is okay with this form. But I have just combined the powers. Now, from here in numerator, I have 2 to the same powers. In denominator, I have same powers. So that means what I will do first, I will take 2 to the power 15 common from the first. So I will take 2 to the power 15 by 2 common from the numerator and 2 to the power 9 by 2 common from the denominator. Okay. So what will the numerator become? Numerator will become x by 2 to the power 15 by 2 minus 1, and denominator will become x by 2 to the power 9 by 2 minus 1. By check till here, everything is fine. Abhishek, can you check it once again? I have simply, this is 7, this is 1 by 2. If I multiply, it will become 7 plus 1 by 2, which is nothing but 15 by 2. 4 plus 1 by 2 is nothing but 9 by 2. Yes, Abhishek, did you understood? Everybody understood this part? Should I proceed further? By everybody understood till now? See, okay, fine. So now this can be taken care of. This is 15 by 2 minus 9 by 2. So this will be 62 to the power 6 by 2. So this will be, so this part is simple. We can just divide. So this part will become 2 to the power 6 by 2, which is nothing but 2 to the power 3, right? So this part is very simple. Now let's look at this part. Here we have x by 2. In numerator and denominator, we have x by 2. X by 2, root x by 2 to the power 15, I can write. This part, root x by 2 to the power 15 minus 1. And denominator, we can write root x by 2 to the power 9 minus 1. We can write this thing. We can write this thing, right? Now, one thing is we can take, this is just for my simplification. I can take root of x by 2 is equals to t. So as limit x tending to 2, root x by 2 will tend to 1. So that means this will be the value of t will tend to 1. So I will simply substitute. So this is limit of x tending to 2. I can change this to limit of t tending to 1. And this thing I can change, t to the power 15 minus 1 divided by t to the power 9 minus 1. Now this thing I can write limit of t tending to 1. This thing I can write t minus 1 into t to the power 14 plus t to the power 13 plus t to the power 12 till t to the power 0. And this thing I can write as t minus 1 into t to the power 8 plus t to the power 7 plus t to the power 6 till t to the power 0. This and this gets cancelled. So this will be, this is 14 to 0. This as t tending to 1, this will become 15 and denominator will become 9. Denominator will become 9, right? There was 2 to the power cube multiplied. So so this whole thing will become 2 to the power 3 into 15 by 9. So this will simply become 40 by 3. Okay, I hope everybody understood. I will write here also, there was 2 to the power 3 multiplied into 2 to the power 3 multiplied into 2 to the power 3 multiplied into 2 to the power 3 multiplied. Okay, I hope everybody is okay. Everybody understood what I have done, right? Fine, everybody is okay. Yes, very good. Okay, should I move on to the next one? Yes, very good. Okay, solve this one. Okay, solve this one. You have 2 minutes. Tell me the answer. No, no options. You can tell me directly. Suppose this is a subjective question, बच्चे, है ना? Jafran, suppose this is a subjective question. You have 1.5 minutes. Solve it, please. Okay. Yes. Root 2. Okay. I think you guys have solved this before also. Yes. I think you guys have solved this before also. So let's just start solving this. So see, we have, so what we can do, we have two different methods. First is I can solve this using series expansion. I can solve this using series expansion. Okay, or I can use some trigonometric transformation, or I can use some trigonometric transformation. Okay, so what I will do, I will try to use some trigonometric transformation, because series you can directly do, because series you can just expand and you can directly solve, है ना? So let's see with some trigonometric transformation. First, what I will do, as x tending to 1, so what I can take, x minus 1 is equals to t. I can take x minus 1 is equals to t, right? So as x tending to 1, as limit of, so what I can do, I can take x minus 1 equals to t. So limit of, as x tending to 1, this x minus 1 will tend to 0, है ना? So this whole question I can change into this form. So this will become limit of t tending to 0 under the root of, or I will write 1 minus cos 2t divided by t to the power 1 by 2. But this whole question transforms into this form. Okay. Now 1 minus cos 2t, 1 minus cos of 2t will be simply 2 sine square t. This will simply become 2 sine square t, right? This will simply become 2 sine square t. So this will be simply 2 sine square t to the power 1 by 2 by t, right? And this will simply become 2 root sine t divided by t. This and this, as t tends to 0. So this is for limit t tends to 0. We know this will tends to 1. This will tends to 1. I will write it at like this. As t tends to limit of t tends to 0. This whole part will be tending to 1. So the answer will be simply root 2. Okay, I hope everybody understood. Very simple question, very simple transformation. Fine. Everybody understood? Fine. Just copy this one. So either you can use this, or it is optional. Without this also you can use. I'm just using this just to simplify. For me, it is simplified like this, so just for explanation. Otherwise, you can directly solve using x minus 1. There is no problem. You can use exponent series expansion also. There is no problem. Fine. I hope this one is okay. Now, solve this one. So for this one, I will give you 2.5 minutes, something like that. Solve this one. Anyone? Nobody is able to get the answer. 1/2. Okay. One of you have given 1/2. Okay. Two answers. I've got 1/4. Okay. 1/2, sir. Okay. I think 1/2 is correct answer. Many of you are giving same. So let's see. So let's see how to solve. See, if in this case, if the students who were saying that, sir, by differentiating numerator and denominator, we can find, in this case, it will be very difficult. Numerator is okay. Numerator, you can even try to differentiate, but denominator, differentiating a denominator, it will be huge task. You will not be able to, right? So the best way is we will use the concept which we have in our hand. So one thing is, I can use both. I can, for me, for this question, because I have this form, I have e to the power x by 2 minus 1. So I know I can use here expansion of series, and other way, in other part, we can use some trigonometric transformation. So we can use both trigonometric transformation, okay, and we can use also plus expansion of series, expansion of series. Okay, and because this is of 0 by 0 form, so this is an indeterminate form. So we'll try to see we'll try to see how we can solve. So one thing is 1 minus cos x. Let's see 1 minus cos x, what we can write. 1 minus cos x we can write as 2 cos square. Sorry, we can write as 2 sine square x by 2, half angle formula, right? We can write first thing 1 minus cos square x we can write as, so 1 minus cos x we can write as 2 sine square x by 2, right? So the numerator is 1 minus cos of 2 sine square x by 2. So if I'll again, this is 1 minus cos of something, so again this will become 2 into sine square of, this is sine square of, so this is the angle, so this is sine square x by 2 by, so this is right. So this whole thing, the numerator will get transformed into this, the numerator will get transformed into this, right? Second, tan square x by 2, tan square x by 2, so this is the first part, right? Tan square x by 2 I can write as sine square x by 2 divided by cos square x by 2, right? As limit x tends to 0, this cos square x by 2, this cos square x by 2 will tend to 1. So there is no point of writing this part. So I can simply transform tan square x by 2 as, I can simply write tan square x by 2 as sine square x by 2, right? So this will tend to 1. So this is simply this one. Next, e to the power, next see, e to the power x by 2 minus 1. What is the expansion of e to the power x? Expansion for e to the power x was 1 plus x by 1 factorial plus x square by 2 factorial and so on. Minus 1 e to the power x, so e to the power x by 2 will simply become, instead of x I will substitute simply x by 2. Instead of 1 I will substitute x by 2. So this will simply be equals to 1 plus x by 2 plus x square by 4 into 2 and so on, right? And this was minus 1 e to the power x by 2 minus 1, so this 1 will get cancelled, so simply e to the power x by 2 will become this. So I can write e to the power x by 2 as x by 2 plus x square by 4 to the 8. I will write till 2 terms because I know third term will automatically become 0 as x tending to 0. Next, we have sine 2x. Sine 2x is very simple for us to see. Sine 2x will become 2 sine x into cos x. 2 sine x into cos x. Again, cos x will tend to, as x tends to 0, cos x will tends to 1. So this will be 2 of sine x. Right. So once I have done all these calculations, once I have seen how I can change the question, I will now write these transformed forms. So this is first, in numerator we have limit x tending to 0. This can be written as this can be written as 2 into sine of sine square x by 2 whole square, right? In denominator we can simply write tan square x by 2. This part we can simply write as it was sine square x by 2, and this e to the power x by 2 minus 1 we can write as x by 2 plus x square by 8. And this part, last part, we can write as 2 sine x. 2 sine x. Right? Till here, everybody is okay. Till here, everybody understood what I have simply done. Now see, so this is limit of x tending to 0. X tending to 0. So what I can do, this is, so this I will write 2 times. So this is, first thing is this 2 and this 2 gets cancelled, right? This 2 and this 2 gets cancelled. Second is I can write this as sine of sine square x by 2 into sine of sine square x by 2, right? This is sine square x by 2 into uh, x by 2 plus x square by 8 into sine of x. Now what I will do, I will simply, this for x tending to 0, this part will become equals to 1. But for x tending to 0, this part will equals to 1. This part will become equals to 1. So there is no point of writing this part. So I will change. So I will write this in next step. So this is limit of x tending to 0. This sine of sine square x. So what I can do, I can multiply here sine square x by 2, and I can multiply here sine square x by 2. Right? If I multiply these two parts, now this thing will also become equals to 1. This will also become equals to 1, right? So now I will simply write whatever is left out. So this is sine square x by 2 divided by x plus 2. So this is x plus x by 2 plus x square by 8 into sine of x, right? Now here again, this thing sine x by 2 I can write as sine of x by 2 into sine of x by 2. This sine x I can write as 2 sine x. This I can write as 2 sine x by 2 into cos of x by 2, right? This I can write as 2 sine x by 2 cos x by 2. By sine x by 2 will get cancelled with sine x by 2. Cos x by 2 will tend to 1. So and here we have sine x by 2. From here I can take x by 2 common. From here I can take x by 2 common. So this will get cancelled with this. So this is 1 plus x into something. So this will become 1. This is 1. So only we have the left out thing is 2 in the denominator. So this will become 1 by 2 in the denominator. So the answer will be simply 1 by 2. Okay. I hope everybody understood. I have done it. No, this is not a JEE level question bus. This is but final step. Okay. So I will just wait. I will write it once again. So what I did was I wrote sine square x by 2 as 2 sine x by 2 into x sine x by 2 है ना? So what is this? Sine x I can write as 2 sine x by 2 into cos x by 2. As so this will get cancelled, this part, and this will get cancelled, right? Cos x by 2 is tending to 1. Cos x by 2 is tending to 1. So we have 1 by 2 in the denominator, right? Now see, we will have limit of x tending to 0 sine of x by 2. From here I can take x by 2 common. So x by 2 into 1 plus x by 4. And there will be other terms. With x, right? Into 1 by 2. By this part again, now this part will become 1. This part will become 1 as x tend to 0. Now this is 1 plus something which is 0. So that is 1 by 1. So the answer will be simply 1 by 2. Understood? This question is taking more than 3 minutes. If you're writing all the steps, right, then it is taking more than 3 minutes. Otherwise, this question will not take more than 1.5 minutes, not more than 1.5 minutes, because I'm writing all the steps and you are writing all the steps. That is why it is taking more than 3 minutes. Otherwise, this question will not take more than 1.5 minutes. Understood? Okay. So what we'll do with more practice, we will stop writing all these parts. So I will stop writing with more practice. I will not write this part. I will not write this part. I will only write directly. I will write minus cos x I can write. Okay, fine. Next. So now we have seen that different forms and different ways in which we can solve. So these were the things which were left out. Now Sir, but the question is checking. Okay, sir. All series expansion we can take up to 2 terms. नहीं नहीं बच्चा. That is again. You have to. You can take suppose in this part. Suppose, for example, I will explain. Suppose in it is given e to the power x minus 1 minus x. Suppose it was given e to the power x minus 1 minus x. Now what I will do, I know that first 2 terms of e to the power x will get cancelled. What is the expansion for e to the power x? Expansion for e to the power x is 1 plus x by 1 factorial, then you have plus x square by 2 factorial and plus x to the power 3 by 3 factorial. We know first 2 terms are getting cancelled. Minus 1 minus x, these are getting cancelled. So I will again write the first 2 terms. So that means according to the question, I will use the number of terms for the series. It is not a hard and fast rule that every time first 2 terms will be used. Maybe first 3 terms might be used, maybe first 4 terms might be used. Understood? But not more than 4. Not more than 4. Not more than 4. In a very rarest of the rare cases, it will be more than 4. Understood? But remember, first 3 terms, that will be more than enough for you. Okay. Now, we have seen factorization and others. So we have seen first factorization, right? Plus rationalization. Then we have seen standard substitution. Okay. And we have seen expansion of series. Expansion of series, right? We have seen these 3 forms. Now what we will use some standard limit. We will use some standard limits, and for some standard function. What do I mean by standard limits? Based on these concepts only, based on these concepts, we will derive some direct results. Based on these concepts, we will derive some direct result for trigonometric limits, for exponential and logarithmic limits, and some other results using some x log for some special kind of function. Okay, so now we will just discuss some special results which we can use for solving our question much faster, so that questions like this will be solved in a shorter amount of time if it comes in the exam. Okay, now this question can come in your JEE Mains. This question can come in your JEE Mains, because this is a question which you can solve in 1.5 minutes. And limits, you won't make much mistake once you have enough practice. Okay. So first is some standard trigonometric limits. One standard trigonometric limit we have seen using expansion. Okay. Now the other derivation we will see using the actual. We will use some trigonometric formula, and we will use some geometrical result to see the standard trigonometric limits. Okay. So first, this is the derivation. Just look at it. So first thing is, suppose you have a unit circle. Okay, and on this unit circle, okay, I'm drawing a triangle like this. Okay, so I'm drawing a triangle like this, and suppose this angle is theta. So I will name this triangle. So suppose this is A, this is B, this is C, this is D. This is one of the method of derivation. You can just look at it, and you do not need to remember, but this is a derivation given in your book also in NCERT. So suppose if they will ask you to derive, you have to remember this part. Okay, so in this we can see that there are 3 different areas are involved. So I will mark these 3 different areas. So the 3 different areas which you will have are this. Okay, other one is this. Once you just look at it, I will give you time to copy also. Once you just look at it, I will give you time to copy. But first you just listen carefully. Okay, so first thing is that this is suppose angle theta. Okay, now see, first thing which we know, that if we'll write the areas of these 3 different triangles, or if I'll write the areas of this shaded portion, then I can write an inequality that area of the triangle ADC, will always be greater than, by area of this triangle ADC will always be greater than the area of the sector DBC. The area of the sector, or this is area area of triangle will be always greater than area of the sector, area of sector DBC, DBC, and this area of the sector will always be greater than the area of the triangle BDC. This is BDC, right? For any given angle, for any given angle theta, for any given angle theta, this will be true, right? Now see, if suppose if theta tends to 0, if suppose theta is very small, if theta is tending to 0, then this point will be coming downwards, this point will start coming downward, and at a certain point these all areas will try to converge to each other, these all area will try to converge to each other, है ना? So let's first write down the actual value of these area of the triangle BDC, area of the triangle sector BDC, and these all, right? So first thing is that what is the area of the triangle whose angle, so I'm saying this is a unit circle, so this is a unit circle, so I will mention this is a unit circle. So first, area of triangle BDC, area of the triangle BDC will be, so this is angle theta, so I will just wait, I will write it properly. This is D, this is theta, right? So for any triangle whose angle in between angle is given, and this is side A and this is also A, in this case it is A is 1, so the area of this triangle will be half into A into sine of theta, right? The area of this triangle will be half into both side into sine of theta. Now we know the both side are 1, so this area of this triangle will be half into 1 into sine of theta. By this part everybody knows. BDC and no, this is our area of sector. This is area of sector. This whole part, area of sector. This is area of triangle. Understood, Ranji? This is area of sector BDC, or if you want to write, है ना? Okay, yeah. This is area of sector. This whole part, and this is area of the triangle, right? So this will be always greater, है ना? Okay, very good. Now, area of the sector. By this area of the sector, so area of the sector, if we'll try to find out, right? This is angle theta. This is angle theta. So right, this is angle theta. So this is A. Sorry, this is D. This is B. This is C. So what will be the area of the sector? So total area of the circle will be pi r square. Area of the circle will be pi r square. Area of the sector will be theta by pi. Theta by 2 pi. Area of the sector will be theta by 2 pi, right? So this we can write as theta by 2 pi into pi r square. What is r? R is 1 square, right? And this will be less than area of the bigger triangle, area of this this triangle ABC. Sorry, ADC. So area of the triangle ADC, area of the triangle ADC will be this base is 1, height we can write, so base is 1, this is theta, so height we can write as tan of theta, right? Height we can write as tan of theta, so the area of this triangle will be half into tan of theta into 1, half into base into height. But this is okay for everyone. First you just copy this part, okay? First you just please copy this part. Okay, just copy, I will give you time, don't worry. So this is area of sector BDC. This is Yeah, some people find this derivation better, but for me, I think the derivation for graphical approach is much better. Once we will look at this, then we will see the graphical approach also. है ना? Once we look at this, then we'll see the graphical approach also. That is much. This has some limitation, but graphically, if we'll see, if we'll plot the sin x and tan x and all, it will we'll see after just after this. I'll tell that one also. है ना? So I hope everybody has copied this. Copy it fast. I will give you 1 more minute. Just copy it fast. Okay, done. Okay, fine. So if there is something left, you can just copy it afterwards. है ना? Okay. So now see, we have got this result. We have got this result, right? We have now got this result. So I will try to simplify this. So by 1 by 2, 1 by 2, and 1 by 2 can get cancelled. Here pi can get cancelled. So I can write sine of theta is always less than theta is always less than tan of theta, right? Instead of theta, if suppose I'm writing this theta as x, suppose if I'm writing this theta in x, then I can always write sine of x is always less than x is always less than tan of x, right? I can always write as this. Now if I will divide this whole with sine of x, if I'll divide all the three with sine of x, because sine of x is not 0, theta is tending to 0, so I can divide this whole with sine of x. So this will become 1 greater than x by sine of x, right? Greater than 1 by cos of x, right? Now see, we have got this result. This is the most important part, right? Now, so what we have got, 1 is greater than sine x, sorry, 1 is greater than x by sine x, and this is greater than cos of x, right? Now see, as x tends to 0, x is tending to 0, so cos x will sorry, this is 1 by cos x, this is greater than 1 by cos of x. Now see, as x tending to 0, cos x will tend to 1, right? But will cos exactly be equals to 1? No, cos will be approximately equals to 1. So this part will be 1 plus form. This part will be exactly 1. So this we can write 1 greater than x by sine theta, x by sine x is less than 1 plus. So approximately what we can say, that this part x by sine x, as x tends to 0, x by sine x will also tends to 1. Understood? So this is the geometrical representation of this, and the derivation. Okay. Similarly, as x tends to 0, sine x by x will also tends to 1. है Instead of sine x, if we will divide everything with x, everything with x, we will get the same result. Okay. Similar. So these are two standard forms. So I will write the standard form. So here, so the standard form is, as limit x tends to 0, x by sine x will be equals to 1, and as limit x tends to 0, sine x by x will also be equals to 1, right? Similarly, if we can write, if instead of dividing with instead of dividing with sine x, if we'll divide with x, so we can also write, as x tends to 0, tan x by x will tend to 1, and as x tends to 0, x by tan x will also tends to 1, right? So these are also the standard form. So this will be limit of x tend to 0, tan x by x will be equals to 1, and limit of x tend to 0, x by tan x will also be equals to 1. This we have already seen. These limits we have already seen. Okay, so I just copy these four forms. Just copy these four forms. Okay, just copy this fast. Just write these four. Then we will move on. For further, we'll see the graphical representation of all this also. Fine, done, everyone. Yes, okay, now let's see. So if we look at the graph, now see here, yeah, here what is happening, but if there's something is left, we can copy it afterwards. And just let me explain first. So now here the thing is, the problem with this is, that in this case, or in this case, we cannot see directly that this is 1 plus or 1 minus. Maybe here if we look closely we can find, but directly we do not know that if this is 1 plus or 1 minus, or this is 1 minus or this is 1 plus, which of the form it is. Why? Because if this is 1 plus, this will be 1 minus. Similarly, if this is 1 plus, this will be 1 minus, or this is 1 minus, this will be 1 plus. From here we are not able to see. So what I will do, I will try to draw the graph of these three functions, that is x, tan x and sin x, and then we will see what we can deduce from that, right? So first, suppose this is x axis, this is y axis. Okay, first I'm drawing the graph of x, y is equals to x. So first I'm drawing the graph of y is equals to x. So suppose this is y is equals to x. Okay, so this is the graph of y is equals to x. Now first thing, I will draw the graph of sin x. So first, if I'll draw the graph of sin x will be something like this. Okay, and on left side sin x will be something like this, right? On the right side, if I will zoom, sin x and x will be of this form. So if I'll zoom, so this will be xx, this will be y is equals to x, and this will be sin x. That means sin x, sin of x is always less than, or when x is greater than 0, sin is always less than x, right? Sin is, yeah, so sin x is always less than x. So when we are writing limit of x tending to 0 plus, that means here when we are reaching from this side, limit of x tending to 0 plus, and we have x upon sin x. So this will be equals to 1 plus or 1 minus. What this will be equals to? X upon sin x, reaching from right side. This will be 1 plus or 1 minus. Tell me. This will be 1 plus or 1 minus. Which is greater, x or sine? Which is greater, x or sine? X is greater, so that means it will be 1 plus. Approximate, if I'm writing approximately, this will become 1 plus. This everybody understood? By this part everybody understood? Yes, okay. Now let's next, if I'll write limit of x tending to 0 plus sin x upon x, this will be 1 plus or 1 minus? This will be 1 minus. By this everybody is able to see? Everybody is okay with this form? Everyone? Yes, everyone, I hope everybody is okay, right? Now let's see. Right now I'm moving from right side. Now let's look at what is happening at the left side. So if I'll write limit of x tending to 0 minus, if I'll write limit of x tending to 0 minus x by sine of x, then this will be 1 plus or 1 minus? This will be 1 plus or 1 minus. Tell me. X by sine x, this will be 1 plus or 1 minus? Think about it and then tell me. Think about it and then tell me. So Viksha, see, left side also, which is smaller in magnitude. Left side also, which is smaller in magnitude. Which is smaller in magnitude. This is, so sin x is still, sin x will still be smaller in magnitude. Smaller in magnitude, right? So what is happening? Again, this will become 1 plus. Very good. Right? Limit of x tending to 0 minus sin x upon x will be what? 1 plus or 1 minus? 1 plus. Yeah, minus sign will get cancelled. Very good. This will be 1 minus, right? So overall, combining these two, overall combining these two, I can write a general result. So I can combine the results and I can write, so on combining I can write that limit of x tending to 0 sin x upon x will always be equals to 1 minus, right? And limit of x tending to 0 x by sin x will be always equals to 1 plus, right? See, left hand is what is happening by on left hand side still sin x is less in magnitude, right? So suppose sin x is minus 0.99 and 1 is more. So suppose 1 is minus of 0.999, right? So denominator is greater. So this will become almost 1 minus. This will become 1 minus. Left hand side also sin x is less in magnitude and minus sign will get cancelled. Minus and minus sign will get cancelled. Because left side x is also negative, sign is also negative, so that minus and minus sign will get cancelled. The only thing you will see is the magnitude. So magnitude of sin x is still less, so that is why this will be plus and this will be minus. Apurva, did you understood this concept? Yes, very good, very good. So I hope everybody understood this, right? So I hope everybody understood this part. Similarly, if same thing, exactly same thing, if I will do for tan x, if exactly same thing I will do for tan x, and I will draw the graph tan x and if I'll draw the graph tan x and yeah, so tan x will be something like this, okay, and something like this, right? So what happens, tan x is always for x greater than 0, tan x will be greater than x, tan x will be greater than x, right? This is between principal domain, hai na? Tan x will be greater than x, right? So if I will write limit of x tending to 0 plus on the right side, right? Tan x upon x, this will be 1 plus or 1 minus? Tan x upon x. Now which is more, tan x? So this will be 1 plus. Very good. And limit of x tending to 0 plus x by tan x, which will be more, tan x, which this will be 1 plus or 1 minus? Now 1 minus. Very good, right? On the left side, same concept, limit of x tending to 0 minus tan x upon x, this will be equals to 1 plus or 1 minus? This will be equals to 1 plus or 1 minus? Again 1 plus, because left side tan x is more in magnitude and minus sign will get cancelled. Very good. Limit of x tending to 0 minus x by tan x, x by tan x will be 1 minus, right? Okay, so if I'll combine all these, so after combining the result, we can write limit of x tending to 0, tan of x upon x will always be 1 plus, because tan x is always greater, है ना? Limit of x tending to 0, x upon tan x is equals to 1 minus. I hope this part is clear for everyone, है ना? I hope these two graphs are clear for everyone and what is happening to sin x, right? Very good. Okay, now tomorrow's homework is means you have already been given homework, but this is a theoretical homework. So what you can do, similarly check for these four limit of x tending to 0, x upon sin inverse x, x up sin inverse x upon x, tan inverse x upon x, and x upon tan inverse x, right? Similarly check for these one. This is your homework, okay? And if you are able to understand, then I will directly write the result, because these are very similar. You can use, the hint is, you can use graphical approach. You can use graphical approach, and you will get exactly opposite results, right? Homework headings, yeah, homework heading, Homework heading in your Learnity, I'm always writing JEE 12th. You can just check JEE or 12th, anything. You can write 12th and then you can write JEE. With this, I'm writing the heading. So this time I've given JEE 12th limits 2. I've given, I think heading I've given 12th JEE limits 2, right? So that you can easily check, right? Okay, fine. So I will finish, I will leave it till here and I will share the PDF with you. I hope today's class is clear for everyone and everybody is able to understand what I was trying to explain in today's class. Yes, very good. Okay. So now I will export the PDF. Just wait for a second. I will just share. Okay. Yeah, yesterday I gave some Learnity homework. There was only a few questions, so you can check that. I've given, you can check with JE 12th, JE 12th maths, you can check with JE 12th. You can segregate. So there is a limit 2. Homework is limit 2. So generally you will get maths homework on Monday, physics homework on Tuesday, and chemistry homeworks on Thursdays. Sorry, Wednesday, like that. Something like that we are doing. Okay, so I have, yeah, so you just, whenever you have completed your submit, whenever you have done, you come submit. Okay, fine. Chalo. Due date will be till next Wednesday. Due date will be Wednesday. So there are very small, less number of questions you can just solve. Okay, chalo, take care. If you have not got the PDF, you can send me message. Okay, I'm waiting. Okay, I'm waiting. You download it? Okay, I'm waiting. Download it. Yeah, okay, I'm waiting. Don't worry, I'm waiting. Ranjit sir, I will end the meeting, sir. Sir, I will end the meeting.
Sir, okay,
Okay,
sir, no problem, no
you
problem.
make me the host. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, I think you guys have downloaded, so I'll end the meeting. If you have still not got, you can just send me the message. I will send you. Okay. Thank you.